Mr. Speaker, my basis is on the conduct of the said member on his own television network, which has caused another network, Joy FM, to refer him to the CID for investigation. Mr. Speaker, the letter from multimedia to the CID quotes what he said on his show. Mr. Speaker, I also have a copy of the said program as attached to the petition sent to the CID. And this letter by multimedia is dated July 13, 2021, where he is copiously referred to as the chairman of the Committee of Defense and Interior. And, Mr. Speaker, for those utterances to be attributed to the committee chairman of this House, Mr. Speaker, I think it calls for the attention of this House, for the chairman of the Committee of Defense and Interior to go public and urge that the president, the commander-in-chief, beats people, physically assaults people. He says, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, that if he were the president of Ghana, he would have ensured that the said journalist, Erastus Asaridonko, is beaten mercilessly. Mr. Speaker, he says that, in fact, Erastus Asaridonko should be beaten seriously. And, Mr. Speaker, this comes in the wake of another such utterances he made in relation to Ahmed Swale, which led, in the view of some people, to the identity of Ahmed Swale being compromised and eventually murdered. Mr. Speaker, I think that as a former journalist, I feel obliged, Mr. Speaker, to draw the House's attention to this conduct of an honorable colleague of this House, which in my view, brings this House into disrepute. And so, Mr. Speaker, I urge you to exercise your powers under 27 and refer this conduct of the honorable member, which is becoming unacceptable, to the Privileges Committee to ascertain the veracity of the comments that were made and recommend sanctions, if possible, that will act as deterrent for future, outings of the honorable member and other members who may be tempted to act like him.
Honorable members, this motion, as rightly stated, comes under Order 78A, and they are, it being an interruption, is also covered under Order 91B. Was interruptions are matters of point of order. And so to interrupt the work flow of the House, you need to refer to that order too. And that order deals with matter of privilege suddenly arising. Well, as to whether it suddenly arose is an issue. But the House's attention is drawn to the conduct of one of our members. And under Order 27, which I want to quote in extenso, it says, notwithstanding anything contained in these orders, Mr. Speaker may refer any questions of privilege to the Committee of Privileges for examination, investigation, and report. Notwithstanding anything contained in these orders. In spite of the word notwithstanding, the Speaker is given the discretion, says may, refer any questions of privilege. I think that is why the honorable member is seeking my intervention to refer the matter to the Privileges Committee. This is my first time of hearing this matter. As it is now, I am compelled to refer it to the Privileges Committee. I want to emphasize that it's the House that will take the decision. It's not the Speaker, and it's not any other person apart from the House. That will be your collective wisdom that will come to the conclusion whether what is alleged is just a mere allegation or is supported by facts, and whether those facts really do constitute contempt of the House and abuse of a privilege of members. It's important for me to emphasize here that the privilege and immunity of free speech applies in full force in plenary sessions and committee sessions, not when members are outside debating issues or on radio or TV. You don't have that right, that privilege, that immunity to just say anything because you are a member of parliament. Not at all. We are not above the law. It's for good reason, because you represent a large number of people. You should be given the full immunity to be able to say what the people say they want you to say. That is why you say it here, and you are covered. That immunity doesn't extend to you in the market square or anywhere, just saying anything because you think you are a member of parliament. It doesn't apply at all. So please, the committee should go into the matter, submit the report, and I want to urge the House to do this as a House. It was something that affects the whole House, including all members. And I, as Speaker, the representative of the House, when it deals with the image, the majesty, the reputation of the House, I have an interest. So please, I'm happy that the committee is chaired by no less a person than the first Deputy